very much indeed. Hello, I'm Alexander Armstrong, and a very warm welcome to this special BBC Music Day edition of Pointless Celebrities, the game where we aim for the obscure and we ignore the obvious. Let's meet this evening's Pointless Celebrities. And couple number one.
Hello, I'm Shaun Keaveny from BBC Radio 6 Music.
And I'm Lianne, Havas, singer from London.
Couple number two.
Hi, I'm Eyre and I'm a singer from London.
Hi, I'm Clara Amfo and I'm presenter on BBC Radio 1.
Couple number three.
Hello, I'm Suzy Klein from BBC Radio 3.
And I'm Lesley Garrett, a kind of user-friendly opera singer.
And finally, couple number four.
Hi, I'm Amy McDonald and I'm a singer-songwriter from Glasgow.
And I'm Chris Hawkins, a presenter on BBC Radio 6 Music.
Thank you all very much indeed. Wonderful to have you all here. We'll get a chance to chat further throughout the show, of course, as it goes along. So that just leaves one more person for me to introduce. He's recording an album of geography-themed covers from the 80s, including Wake Me Up Before You Togo, I Just Called to Say Vanuatu, and Every Little Thing She Does is the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. It's my pointless friend, it's Richard. Hiya.
Hey, everybody. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Happy BBC Music Day to you.
And right back to you. You've got bunting around your...
Oh, have I?
Around your
never
desk.
really see.
Look at
I'm
that.
sure it's lovely.
Oh.
Lovely to have you all here. A lot of faces that say, I really regret coming on the show, currently looking back at me at the moment.
Yeah.
A lot of nerves, but a very glamorous lineup. I mean, look at some of the stuff people are wearing. Look at Shaun Keaveny. Doesn't he look amazing?
Just coincidence that I'm wearing that.
Lovely to have you all here. Of course, we have one very classy podium. That's podium 3. We've got Radio 3 and Opera, so they are clearly going to win. But lovely to have everyone else here as well. You know what? They might not win, because we've got two very, very good players here who've been here before. Shaun Keaveny's been here before. Got himself a pointless answer.
Wow.
But then also got knocked out in round 1.
Yes,
Wow.
we don't talk about
That's... So, Lianne, he'll be relying on you not to get him knocked out. And Clara Amfo,
Hello.
jackpot winner.
I know.
Yeah, how about that? She's got a trophy, she's got a jackpot.
Oh, it's going to be so exciting.
Oh, I mean, it's...
Yeah.
I can't think of a better way to celebrate BBC Music Day.
Now, as this evening's show is a celebrity special, each of our celebrities is playing for a nominated charity. Nice of them. We're going to start off with an enhanced jackpot of £2,500. There we are. Right, if everyone's ready, let's play Pointless. The only thing you have to remember is this. The pair with the highest score at the end of each round gets eliminated. So just make sure your score is lovely and low, and you'll be absolutely fine. Best of luck to all 4 pairs. Our first category this evening is... theatre. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and our theatre question concerns... Olivier or Tony Award winners? Olivier or Tony Award winners, Richard?
Yeah, it's not as scary as it sounds. We're simply going to show you 16 famous people on the board. They've all won Olivier or Tony Awards, but who are they, please? Very best of luck.
Thank you very much indeed. So, as Richard said, we're going to put this board up. It's going to remain there for the whole round. We won't be changing it halfway through the round. Just 16 images. You just have to shout out the name of anyone you think you recognise on this screen. Here are those people. 16 faces. Ooh. All of them either Olivier and or Tony Award winners. Just let you digest that board. Shaun, welcome back to Pointless.
Lovely
Good
to be back.
have you with us again. And what was the first record you bought, Shaun?
It was Anarchy in the UK about this. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was St Winifred's School Choir. And Grandma, we love you.
What was your first ever record?
Yeah.
Swords of a Thousand Men.
Same,
yeah.
Tudor.
Same.
Yeah.
Exactly the same.
I know,
How weird is
same.
that?
Yeah.
Then my second one was Green Door by Shakin' Stevens, though, which is slightly less cool.
I did also buy Do the Hucklebuck by... if you don't know how to do it, then you're out of luck, yeah. Twist and run around. That's what you do when you do the Hucklebuck. That's nice. Yeah. So what was it? What do you think it really was?
I think it could have been Oliver's Army by Elvis Costello, actually. It'd be moderately cool.
Yeah.
It's an amazing single, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
We had the dance set and everything, you know, the stackable
love
dance
stack
set.
'em up.
Yeah.
There was just a sweet way that the arm would come and sort of kiss the edge of the record. It would drop down. Oh,
It's a very romantic recollection,
very
that,
nice.
Alexander, yes.
Very nice. Shaun, who are you going to go for on our board here?
This is tough.
Ah.
I've got I'm getting the blank now. I'm getting the blank because there's one that... I'm just going to go for it.
I love his Wilkinson pose here.
Oh, this is extremely high risk, this. Because I could go safe, but I'm not. I'm going to go for Sidney Poitier.
Let's see, Sidney Poitier. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Sidney Poitier. It's not Sidney Poitier! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shaun. I'm sorry. That scores 100 points.
Sorry, Shaun. What an
sorry.
unusual point in this career you've had, Shaun, thus far.
That's what I wanted to go for, the contrast.
Yeah,
You know.
I'll give all the correct answers at the end of the pass.
Clara, welcome
Hello.
back. Oh, lovely to have you with us again.
Nice
Now,
to be
Clara,
back.
how did it all start for you, music? Your career in
goodness
it?
me. My career was just me just not being able to stop talking and me liking music a lot and just forcing people to let me do that professionally. So, yeah, I used to work in the office at a radio station and was always arguing with my old head of music about the songs he should be playing. Then he decided to shut me off and give me a job.
Why don't you do it then? So it was literally that.
Pretty much. And a lot of hard work for
Yeah,
no
a
money.
lot of hard work. Now, Clara, who are you going to
Yes.
go for on our board?
I am going to go for Bernadette Peters.
Bernadette Peters.
Yes.
Let's see how many of our 100 people went for Bernadette Peters. On this occasion, though, that is absolutely right. Bernadette Peters, down it goes. Clara, very well done indeed. 2 for Bernadette Peters.
Very well played, Clara. Terrific start to the show for you. There she is in the top row. She's won 3 Tonys, Bernadette Peters, including for Annie, Get Your Gun.
Thank you very much indeed. Lesley, welcome to Pointless. Wonderful to have you here with us.
Very excited.
What's your earliest music memory, Lesley?
My earliest music memory would be round the piano at home with my family. We made lots of music in our house. I was born in Thorne, which is on the South Yorkshire coalfield, and everybody sang, everybody played something. There were brass bands everywhere and choirs everywhere. So I think my earliest remembrance of music is in the community. It's just all of us getting together and doing it. And it's been like that ever since, really. And I just think making music is it's the closest thing to heaven, really.
Well, beautifully said, Lesley. Who would you like to go for on our board?
Well, I'm going to go a bit old school, I think. So I'm going to go for Dick Van Dyke.
Dick Van Dyke, says Lesley. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Dick Van Dyke. Dick Van Dyke is absolutely right. 100 is our high score, 2 is our low score. 28 for Dick Van Dyke. Not bad at all.
Yeah, a Tony Award winner. He was given a special BAFTA, and he took the occasion in 2017. He took that occasion to apologise for his Cockney accent in Mary Poppins. So he apologised to the British people. Isn't that sweet?
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Richard.
Pleasure.
Amy, welcome to Pointless.
Hi.
Wonderful to have you. Now, how did it all start for you?
Michael Jackson was my first true musical love. That was my first ever concert. But I taught myself to play the guitar after seeing the Scottish band Travis headline at Teenie Park Festival. And after that, I just wanted to play the guitar, so that's where it started.
So live music sort of got you?
Yeah, just seeing them on the stage, seeing them play all their instruments and just belt out the songs, it was really inspiring.
But your big start was wonderfully old school, because you sent a demo off to replying to an advert in the NME.
I did, yes. The NME magazine used to always have adverts in the back of it, and I would literally scour them every week.
Yeah.
And I sent a demo off, and from then I signed a record contract with Universal Music. So it was
Within
pretty...
how long after you sent off the demo?
It was less than a year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it
That's
was pretty
so
old school.
exciting.
Uh-huh.
Now, Amy, we turn our attention to our Tony and Olivier Award winners.
There's one that I think could be pointless, but I'm not entirely sure that I've got the name right. So I'm going to just go easy because Shaun's helped me out here. I think I'm going to go for Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Scarlett Johansson. It is right. 100 still the high score, 2 still the low. And you end up on 18. Not bad at all, Amy. Very well done.
Well played, Amy. Won a Tony for her Broadway debut in A View from the Bridge.
Very good. Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we are halfway through our round. Let's have a look at our scores. 2, Clara, if you please. Just showing all that form again. Best score of the pass. Very well done indeed. Then 18's where we find Amy and Chris. Not bad. 28, Lesley and Suzy. Oh, Lianne and Shaun, I'm so sorry. You're currently on 100. You are our high scorers. Lianne, a lovely low score from you. Just in case. Good luck with that. We're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, now then, Chris, welcome to Pointless. Now, Chris, tell us about BBC Music Day.
It's an amazing celebration, all packed into one day, a fantastic way to celebrate the power of music for all ages and all different genres as well.
And this is right across all the different
All across
BBC
the
platforms.
UK, every genre of music and all over the BBC.
I think is this the 4th year, I think it's been going?
Yeah, and it gets bigger and bigger every single year.
Fantastic. Now, Chris, there you are. You're on 18. It means even at this early stage of proceedings, if you can score 81 or less, round 2 awaits.
Then, isn't it? Yeah. OK, I think I'm going to go British, but I think the problem is I'm not 100% sure it's him, but I'm going to just take a punt on Matthew Kelly.
Matthew Kelly, says Chris. Lot of nodding. Let's see. There's your red line, Chris. If you get below that with Matthew Kelly, round 2 beckons. Let's see how many people said Matthew Kelly. It very much is Matthew Kelly, and you are very much in round 2. There we are. Down it goes to 17. Not bad at all. Taking your total up to 35.
Good work, Chris. Yeah, the brilliant Matthew Kelly won an Olivier Award for his work hosting You Bet. Not really. He played Lenny in Of Mice and Men.
Thank you very much. Suzy, welcome.
Hello.
Lovely to have you here. Now, your career has been interesting because you started out, your degree was music.
Yep.
Then you went into production, but not music production. You went into sort of current affairs. Anyway, you've now been brought back to music and as a presenter. How did you make the jump?
It was entirely unintentional. I was producing period dramas for the BBC and doing bits and pieces like producing the proms, and then suddenly somebody dropped out of a screen test, and I happened to have bothered to wash my hair that day, which is not always the case. And I thought, oh, just sit down and have a go and read the auto cue because we've got nothing to do for 20 minutes. And I really enjoyed it, and I just suddenly thought, if this is genuinely a job, why has nobody told me about it? And it seemed so much easier than doing a proper job. I just thought I quite fancy this.
Yeah. Well, now, Suzy, you're on 28. If you can score 71 or less, you're through.
I know who the man is in the top left corner and just so closely have his name on the tip of my tongue and it's driving me mad.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm not going to go for him. So I'm going to go for the person in the exact diagonal opposite, bottom right there. And I'm going to say that I think that is the impeccably, elegantly dressed Yul Brynner.
Yul Brynner, says Suzy. Here is your red line. Can you get below this red line with Yul Brynner? Let's find out. It is Yul Brynner. You are in round 2. Down goes to 32, taking your total up to 6.
Well played, Suzy. Yeah, he won a Tony for his role in The King and I. He then won an Oscar for the film adaptation of it as well. And then won a special Tony after he'd done 4,500 performances on Broadway of The King and I.
4,500?
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Wow. Wow-y. Ella, it's lovely to have you here.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Before you went into music, you were a competitive swimmer.
I was, yeah.
Wow.
How long were you doing that for?
I was doing it for as long as I remember. I quit when I was 13.
Yeah.
But by the time I quit, I was doing about 3 to 4 hours of training a day, as well as going to school and dance after school as well.
Yeah.
Then I left and I went to the Brit School in Croydon and I studied musical theatre, so I should be good at this round.
You should be.
Should be.
97 or less.
I know, and
keeps
I'm really...
you in the game.
I feel like I know a lot of their faces. I'm rubbish with names, so...
You got this.
You reckon?
I reckon so.
OK. Viola Davis?
Viola Davis.
Yes.
OK, Viola Davis says, Ella, here is your red line. Can you get below this red line?
I hope so.
With Viola Davis. Let's find out how many people said it. It's right and you're through. Very well done. Look at that, down to 1. Podium 2 are on fire, taking your total up to 3. Very well done indeed.
I mean, 3 points between 2 answers is very, very impressive on podium 2. Well done. She's another one. She won her Tony for role in Fences and then went on to win the Oscar for the same role.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Now, Lianne, welcome. Oh, I'm so sorry. I've got to welcome you while you've got a big red 100 on your podium already. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. It's great to have you here.
It's all good. Thank you.
And how did it all start for you?
I started singing when I was about 7 years old.
Yeah.
And I really liked the movie Sister Act 2. I became obsessed with Lauryn Hill after that, and I tried to sing what I heard on the film.
You got to sing with Prince.
I did.
How did that come about?
I just got a call from my manager that day saying, "Listen, you need to have your phone on you. Prince is going to call." And then I went out and forgot my phone, as you do. And then basically we got Prince to call my friend's phone. And I answered the phone outside of this bar that we were in. I was on the street. And it was this really low voice and it said, "Hello." And I was like, "Hello." I said, "Can I just check who this is?" And he said, "I think you know who this is."
But then you got to sing with him?
Yes,
So you went out to Paisley Park?
We became friends after that. I went to Paisley Park. We performed live together on Saturday Night Live. And, I sang with him various random occasions, and it was very, very, very amazing.
Incredible. Lianne, do you want to talk us through that board? Have a shot at as many of those as you like.
I know who a few of them are. I think I'm going to go... I don't know. It's between 2. I'm going to try Billy Piper.
Billy Piper, says Lianne. No red line for you, I'm afraid, as you are the high scorers. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Billy Piper. It's right. Not bad. Look at that, down to 14. Very well done indeed. Lianne, that takes your total up to 114.
Well played, Lianne. Nice way to end the round. Let down by your partner, I'm afraid, but, you know.
Again.
Now, Shaun, the one you thought was Sidney Poitier, you're going to kick yourself. It's Dame Judi Dench.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's annoying. Would have scored you 68 points, Dame Judi. Shall we go through the rest of this? Now, the one on the top left is a pointless answer. He played Alan Bennett in The Lady in the Van, but he's won 3 Olivier Awards. You must have worked with him at some point. Alex Jennings.
Yes.
Alex Jennings. A pointless answer. Very well done if you said that.
Good.
Next to Bernadette Peters is Idina Menzel, the voice of Elsa in Frozen. Would have scored you 5 points. This next gentleman is Harry Belafonte. Harry Belafonte. Absolutely. 11 points. Next to Harry Belafonte,
Ingrid Bergman.
Would have scored you 11. Next to Judi Dench is Hugh Jackman.
I was going to say Marty Pellow.
21 points. Then we have...
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren, correct. 56 points for Helen Mirren. Then...
Ian McKellen.
Ian McKellen would have scored 23. And anyone for this next one? Pointless answer?
Does it begin with the T?
Oh, no. One is Tony for his role as Aaron Burr in Hamilton. Lesley Odom Jr. So pointless answer. Very well done if you said that.
Very good indeed. Thank you so much, Richard. Well, we are at the end of our first round. That means we have to say goodbye to one of our pairs. Lianne and Shaun, I'm so sorry. Far too soon to be sending you home. And 14 was a brilliant score, Lianne.
I should have gone first.
Yeah, you should have. Thank you so much, Lianne and Shaun.
Thank you.
Wonderful to have you here. Brilliant. Right, for our remaining 3 pairs, it is now time for round 2. Well done, everybody. We made it through to round 2. This is very exciting indeed. But no, fabulous scoring there. So very well done. But now, as I say, brilliant to have you all here. Best of luck to all 3 pairs. Our category for round 2 this evening is cultural symbols. Can you all decide in your pairs who's going to go first, who's going to go second? And whoever's going first, please step up to the podium. OK, and the question concerns national animals and symbols. Richard.
Yeah, on each board, I'm going to show you the names of 6 different animals or symbols that are the national symbols of various countries outside of the UK. Just need to tell us what countries these things are symbols of, please. 6 on the first board, 6 on the second. As always, by country, we mean a sovereign state that's a member of the UN in its own right. And all of these are taken from the CIA World Factbook.
Thank you. OK, so let's reveal our first board of 6 symbols or animals. And here they are. We have got maple leaf, gyrfalcon, Star of David, zebra, kiwi, Angkor Wat Temple. I'll read those again. Maple leaf, gyrfalcon, Star of David, zebra, kiwi, Angkor Wat Temple. So then, Ella, which of those do you fancy going for?
I know 3, but I'm trying to decide which one I think is going to be the lowest. I'm going to go with Maple Leaf, Canada.
Canada, says Ella for maple leaf. Let's see if that's right. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Canada. Is there? It's right. Definitely right.
It's a really obvious one.
Yeah, 92 of our 100 got.
Yeah, that's what we call officially. It's a bit of a Shaun Keaveny of an answer. Yeah, it's even it's on the flag, isn't it? Maple leaf.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Suzy.
So I'm pretty confident that Angkor Wat Temple is Cambodia.
Cambodia, says Suzy for Angkor Wat Temple. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It is Cambodia. 92 is the high score. You passed that comfortably. Oh, look at that, 30. Very well done indeed, Suzy.
Well played, Suzy. Built in the 12th century, the Angkor Wat Temple.
Thank you very much, Richard. Now, Amy, this board's all yours. Do you want to talk us through as many of those as you like?
I don't think we'll be here very long, me talking you through it. I think I'm just going to have to go the Star of David in Israel.
Israel, says Amy for Star of David. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. It's right. 78. 78, not bad. Could have been a lot higher.
Yeah, let's clear up the other big score on that board, which is Kiwi, which is New Zealand, of course. It scores even more than Canada. New Zealand would have scored you 94 points. These other 2 are the best answers. Zebra is...
Namibia.
Botswana.
Botswana.
Yeah,
nice.
not a million miles away.
Oh, yeah.
Would have scored you 2 points. And the gyrfalcon, it's the national symbol. Very well done. 1 point if you said Iceland. Oh, Iceland.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
That's the answer.
Wonderful. Thank you very much indeed. Richard, we're halfway through our round. Let's have a look at those scores. 13, Suzy. What about that? Brilliant score there. We then travel up to 78, where we find Amy and Chris, and then 92, where we find Ella and Clara. So we're going to come back down the line now. Can the second players please step up to the podium? OK, let's put 6 more symbols or animals up on the board, and here they come. We have got bald eagle, red and white checkerboard, shamrock, fennec fox, dodo bird, giant panda. I'll read those all again. Bald eagle, red and white checkerboard, shamrock, fennec fox, dodo bird, giant panda. Chris, what are we thinking?
Well, my mind's gone blank, but I'm not sure that I know any others other than Ireland.
For
the shamrock, sorry.
For the shamrock. Ireland, says Chris. Let's see. Here is your red line. You have got a red line. It's quite low. Let's see how close to that red line you get with Ireland. It's right. Oh, the doors opened a chink there for Clara and Ella. That scores 90, takes your total up to 168.
Yeah, I think you're pretty lucky to score 90 for that is 10 people going Shamrock. No, doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell.
Now, Lesley, look at that. You're through to the next round. Brilliant score from Suzy.
Yes.
And that combined with a high score from Chris and Amy behind you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you score here. Even 100 points sees you into the next round.
Oh, great.
So this
OK.
is good.
Then I can play it dead safe, I think, and go for Giant Panda China.
Giant Panda China stands to reason, surely. No red line, you're already through. How many people said China? It is China. And down it goes to 80.
Yeah.
Taking your total up to 93.
Yeah.
You know they're no longer endangered, giant pandas. They're still vulnerable, but they've been reclassified.
Oh, that's
because
good.
the Chinese have been so successful in...
Their breeding.
Yeah, exactly. That's good news, isn't it?
That's
a nice thing.
that's lovely. Oh, that's just improved the whole round. Clara. Now then, listen, we've got a competition on our hands here. 75 or less. We have to have 75 or less from you.
I think I might know the red and white checkerboard, but again, I could be very, very wrong. I'm going to say bald eagle and the United States.
Bald eagle in the United States. Here is your red line. You have to get below that red line with the USA. Let's see how many of our 100 people said the US for the bald eagle. Is right.
Oh.
And United, that's 74. Look at that. Beautifully judged, if I may say. 166 is your total. You are through to the head-to-head. Well done.
Oh, well played, Clara. Very nicely done. 23 different countries have eagles, but the USA the only one with a bald eagle. Another species that used to be endangered and is no longer. So that's good news.
That's nice.
If you had to go for the red and white checkerboard, which you almost did, what would you have said?
Croatia?
It's the correct answer as well. Yeah.
Wow.
That'd have been a lovely low score. 12 points for Croatia. It's on their football kit, it's on the flag and all kind of stuff. Now the dodo
is Mauritius.
Mauritius, yeah. And that would have scored you 11 points. And the best answer, the fennec fox. Very well done if you said Algeria. 2 points for Algeria.
Thank you very much indeed, Richard. Well, we are at the end of our second round. We have to say goodbye to another of our pairs. Chris and Amy, I'm afraid this is where we say goodbye to you, but thank you so much for coming to play. It's been lovely having you here.
Thank you for having me.
Chris and Amy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But for our two remaining pairs, it is now time for the head-to-head. So here we are in the head-to-head of our BBC Music Day special. Very exciting. Congratulations, Suzy and Lesley, Ella and Clara. You're now one step closer to the final and a chance to play for our jackpot, currently standing at £2,500. But this is the part where we have to decide who's going to go through to the final and play for that jackpot. And we do it by making you go head-to-head. The big difference is you're now allowed to confer before you give your answers. You can have a good chat. And the first pair in this round to win 2 questions will be playing for that jackpot. This is going to be so exciting. Best of luck to both pairs. Let's play the head-to-head. Here is your first question, and it concerns original versions of hit songs. Richard.
We're going to play you 5 clips now of songs that later became top 40 hits for other artists. These are the originals. Can you tell us who performed these originals, please?
Excellent. Let's have a listen to our 5 clips, and here they come. We have extract A.
The minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Here is B. Here's C.
Girl, you'll be your woman soon. Love you so much, can't count all the ways I'd die for you, girl, and all they can say is, he's not your kind.
Here's D. And here is E.
Along the watchtower, princes kept the view, while all the women came and went, barefoot servants too. Outside in the distance, a wild cat did growl.
OK, there we go. And we come to you, Suzy and Lesley, as our low scorers first. Yes.
We're going to go for A, Leonard Cohen.
Leonard Cohen.
Yeah.
Say Suzy and Lesley for A, Leonard Cohen. Now, Ella and Clara, it looks like you landed on that one as well.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through the others?
B, Dolly Parton. One of them was Neil Diamond, I believe. Oh, I think it was Neil Diamond. Or was it Roy Orbison? Oh! Shall we go for Dolly or go for Neil? What do you reckon?
How confident are you that it's Neil?
I could be wrong.
So then maybe just keep it safe.
I think we're going to be safe.
Yeah.
And go for Miss Dolly Parton.
Dolly Parton for B.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton. So we have Leonard Cohen and we have Dolly Parton.
Yeah.
Suzy and Lesley went for Leonard Cohen for A. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Leonard Cohen is right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one. Dan, that goes great. Very well done indeed, Suzy and Lesley. Ella and Clara, meanwhile, have gone for Dolly Parton for B. Let's see if that is right. Let's see how many people said Dolly Parton. It is Dolly Parton. And that goes to 38. Well done, Suzy and Lesley. After one question, you're up 1-0.
Yeah, very well played. Of course, hits for Alexandra Burke and Jeff Buckley and various others. Hallelujah and the Dolly Parton song, huge hit for Whitney. Elvis tried to record it, but Dolly wouldn't let him for financial reasons. But Whitney, obviously, she had the last laugh because made a fortune out of the Whitney version. Let's have a little listen to C. Is it Neil Diamond? Is it Roy Orbison? It's Neil Diamond, yeah. And would have scored you 2 points.
Oh, no. I need to trust my gut more.
Yeah. The Urge Overkill had a hit with that after it was featured in Pulp Fiction
soundtrack.
Yeah.
2 points for that.
We didn't know this next one.
D. If you get rid of the lyrics, you realise that's Heartbeats by Jose Gonzalez, and it was The Knife was the right answer, and that was a pointless answer.
Yeah. Oh.
Did you know that?
Very well done if you said that.
Oh, love.
And the last one. Bob Dylan, of course, All Along the Watchtower. Later a hit for Jimi Hendrix Experience. Would have scored you 25 points. So you knew all of those, Clara.
I actually did. I need to trust my gut instinct better. Oh, well.
Oh, and a pointless answer. Anyway, there we are. We'll put that behind us. Thank you, Richard. Here comes your second question. Ella and Clara, you have to win this one to stay in the game, but you get to answer it first, so slight advantage there. And our second question concerns organs of the human body. Rich.
Yeah, we're going to show you 5 pictures now with organs of the human body highlighted. We'll give you the first letter of those organs as well, but can you tell us what they are, please?
Thank you very much indeed. Let's reveal our 5 organs, and here they come. We have got A, S, I, B, L, C, K, and E, S. There we are, 5 organs of the human body. Ella and Clara will go first.
I think it's between A and E.
Not D.
I think that's pretty obvious. Well, you think?
Yeah, maybe.
We're gonna go for A,
Yeah.
which is the small intestine.
You said last time you had to go with your guts, so... well, there we go. Small intestine, say Ella and Clara. Now, Suzy and Lesley, do you want to talk us through that board?
Lung, kidney, large intestine, stomach.
Yeah.
Well, since they've gone for the small intestine, should we go for the large one and just,
Mix it up a bit.
we'll
yeah.
have a larger intestine.
You'll go
than
for
they
D.
did.
OK,
before.
we're going to go large. All
Why
right,
not?
well, we have
Go
small
large, go
intestine,
home.
we have large intestine. Ella and Clara have gone for small intestine. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that.
How obscure.
44. 44 for small intestine. Suzy and Lesley have gone for large intestine. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. is right. Oh, 50 for large intestine. Well done. Size isn't everything, it turns out. So very well done indeed. Ella and Clara, after 2 questions, you're back in the game. It's 1-1.
Yeah, the small intestine is the best answer on the board. Could not have beaten it, so very well done. Your deliberations were quite right. B is lung. That would have scored you 88. Kidney would have scored you 78. And is it news to anyone else that one's stomach is that high up? I thought it was a bit. I thought it was a bit lower down. Yeah. That's like right underneath your lungs. Right. That's crazy.
I'm so glad you're not a doctor.
Would have scored you 60 points if you said stomach.
OK, here comes your third question. I knew this was going to be close, and boy, is it close. Oh. Whoever wins this third question goes through to the final and plays for that jackpot for their charities. Best of luck to both pairs. Our third question this evening is all about words ending in C-I-O-U-S. Shus. Richard.
Yep. 5 definitions now of words that end shus. We'll also give you alternate letters of the rest of the word as well. But what are these words, please? Very best of luck, both teams.
OK, let's reveal our 5 clues. Here they come. We have got not telling the truth, M-N-A-I-U. Not readily relinquishing a position, principle or course of action, T-N-C-O-S. Tending to disappear, fleeting, F-G-C-O-S. Of great value, P-E-I-U, and extraordinarily good, wonderful, S-P-R-A-I-R-G-L-S-I-E-P-A-I-O-I-U. I'll read those again. Not telling the truth, M-N-A-I-U. Not readily relinquishing a position, principle or course of action, T-N-C-O-S. Tending to disappear, fleeting, F-G-C-O-S. Of great value, P-E-I-U. And extraordinarily good, wonderful, S-P-R-A-I-R-G-L-S-I-E-P-A-I-O-I-U. Suzy and Lesley.
Right.
I think there's only one that we haven't got, and it's not the last one. So we were sort of debating between the first 2, and do you think we should go for the first one?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think I like that one.
We think it is mendacious.
Mendacious, not telling the truth, mendacious. Now, Ella and Clara, do you want to talk us through the rest of those words?
I don't know what 3 is. I think the second one's tenacious, but I don't know what it means.
No, because I don't think it actually means
I don't think so either.
That. It doesn't mean that.
So...
we're going to go with precious.
Yeah.
You're going to go with precious?
Yes.
We have mendacious, we have precious. Suzy and Lesley have gone for mendacious. Let's see how many of our 100 people said that. Mendacious is right. Look at that, down goes 10. Very well done indeed. Ella and Clara, meanwhile, have gone for precious. Let's see how many of our 100 people said precious.
Quite a lot.
Precious is right. And down it goes to 51. Which means, after 3 questions, very well done indeed. Suzy and Lesley, you are through to the final 2-1.
Yeah, very well played. Let's take a look. There's one answer that would have beaten mendacious. It's not the second one. You're quite right. That is tenacious. That's what tenacious means. It would have scored you 39 points.
I really didn't think it meant that.
The bottom one wouldn't have won you a point. It's not a massive score, actually, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 22 points. Oh! Obviously, panicked a few people amongst our 100. 22.
We can't get this one.
And this is the best one. So it's fugacious. Fugacious is the point. And that would have scored you 2 points.
Would never have got that. I don't know that one.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, that means the pair leaving us at the end of the head-to-head round. Ella and Clara, I'm so sorry it's you. You've done so well today. You've been brilliant from start to finish, and it's been such a treat having you here. Thank you so much for coming to play. Ella and Clara, wonderful. But for Suzy and Lesley, it's now time for our pointless final. Congratulations, Suzy and Lesley. You fought off all the competition and you've won our coveted pointless trophy.
Yes! always wanted one of those.
You now have a chance to win our pointless jackpot for your charities. And at the end of today's show, the jackpot is standing at £2,500. There it is. Well done, you. I mean, a really impressive performance right across the show. We've had some brilliant low-scoring answers. And here you are. We just need a pointless answer from you in this last round. Now, what's going to help you? What do you want to see come up in this last round?
Well, something about classical music or opera or science. I'm very happy with science. She's very good with words. So
wordy things, maybe a bookish or a cinema. I shouldn't say that because if it comes up, it's going to be terrible. Anything will do.
OK, well, let's see. The 4 things will appear on the board. Let's hope something up here appeals to you. We've got today tennis players who defeated Wimbledon legends at Wimbledon, films set in India, works by members of Genesis outside the band, and TV competitions in 2017. That's almost exactly what you asked for. That's uncanny.
I think I'd like to leave now on a high.
Yes. Can we quit while we're ahead? None of those. I do it for me.
Right. Should we do films set in India?
I don't know any. But
I think we should do films set in India.
Are you good with that?
Not really. Let's do that.
Let's have films set in India.
OK.
OK, very best of luck. 3 classic films here. Hopefully you've seen at least one of these. Hope you have at home as well. Looking for anyone who appeared in any of the following 3 films, please, according to IMDb. So anybody who was in the 1985 film A Passage to India, anyone who was in The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel from 2012, or anyone, including voiceovers, from the 2016 version of The Jungle Book, please. So the cast of Passage to India, Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, and The Jungle Book. Very best of luck.
Oh, I feel much better now. I thought it was Bollywood.
There we are. Now,
this
as
is
always,
not so bad.
It's not so bad. You've got up to a minute to come up with 3 answers. Only one of them has to be pointless for you to win that money for your charities. You don't have to answer all 3. Just focus on whichever one or ones you like the look of. Are you ready?
Yeah.
OK, let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. There they are. Your time starts now.
OK, I've seen the first 2.
Yes. OK, so tell me who you know.
I can't remember anybody.
Right. Start with Passage to India.
Oh, that wonderful actress just died.
Yes?
I can't remember a single person.
OK, good, that's
Hold
fine.
on, it's
Let's
come,
move on. Let's do The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. It helps that I haven't seen any of these 3 films. Carry on. You're doing very well.
It's just my mind's gone a blank.
Just something else they've been in. I may just go for a short walk while she thinks.
Oh, God, I just can't think of anybody. This is terrible.
Oh, come on. I'm going to say, I think we should say something like Judi
10
Dench,
seconds
because
left.
she's in everything. And I'm sure she's in The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, because she's in
Maggie
everything.
Smith.
Right,
Maggie
that's
Smith.
good. Dame Maggie Smith.
She will, yeah,
We're going to
but
say
that's
Maggie Smith.
hardly a
It's
zero
not going to be
answer.
pointless,
No.
but we're going to say Dame
That,
Maggie
I'm afraid,
Smith.
is your time up. So let's have your 3
Oh,
answers.
that is so embarrassing. Can
Oh,
I
don't
just
worry,
do something
don't
else?
worry.
OK. Eileen Atkins, I'm just saying
Eileen
that.
Atkins for which
Maggie
one?
Smith.
Maggie Smith.
And Judi Dench.
Yeah.
For which film?
Don't know. Whichever you feel like. Right, all 3 of them are definitely, we're staying in the
Best
Exotic
Exotic
Marigold
Marigold Hotel. You've got
Yes,
Eileen
okay.
Atkins, Maggie Smith and Dame Judi Dench. Of those 3, I love that only Judi Dench gets her damehood mention. I'm pretty sure they're all dames.
I think
aren't they?
you're quite right. Sorry.
Which of those 3 do you think is your best shot at a pointless answer?
None of them.
Should we say Eileen Atkins?
Should we put Eileen Atkins
Eileen
on?
Atkins.
OK, least likely to be pointless?
Let's say Judi Dench.
Judi Dench. So Judi Dench, Maggie Smith, Eileen Atkins. There's our order.
This is a
OK.
disaster.
Desperately.
OK, well, let's put those answers up on the board in that order then, and here they are. We have got Judi Dench, Maggie Smith and Eileen Atkins. There we are. 3 answers on the board there. Any of those could turn out to be pointless and win that jackpot for you. Which charities are you playing for?
I'm playing for a wonderful Sheffield-based charity called Lost Chord, which exists to give musicians, young musicians, the chance to perform for Alzheimer and dementia sufferers in their care homes.
Wonderful. Suzy, how about you?
I am playing for Great Ormond Street Hospital. They are some of the best doctors and nurses in the world, and I think they're amazing.
Wonderful. 2 lovely charities there. Let's hope one of these answers might win that jackpot for them. Your first answer was Judi Dench. In all 3 cases, we're looking for the cast members of the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. Let's find out how many of our 100 people said Judi Dench. If she's pointless, your charities will be £2,500 richer. Well, Judi Dench is right.
Oh, yeah.
Just has to be pointless now. Down we go with Dame Judy, down to 45. Not a pointless answer there. Let's hope nobody said your next answer, Maggie Smith. Again, Best Exotic Marigold Hotel is the film we're looking at.
They were both in it.
If Maggie Smith is pointless, £2,500 will be going to your charities. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Maggie Smith. He's right. Judi Dench was right, took us down to 45. Maggie Smith passes 45. Down through the 30s, down through the 20s, into the 16 for Maggie Smith. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, you ordered that perfectly. Now, listen, if we can continue this sort of downward slope, then Eileen Atkins really ought to be pointless. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope. If she is, you'll be leaving with that jackpot for your charities. Let's see how many of our 100 people said Eileen Atkins. Oh, bad luck. Bad luck, bad luck. Well, it was tough, and actually, when that minute's running and the lights are on, it's really very, very hard to marshal all your thoughts.
Isn't it?
It is, I'm afraid. And I'm afraid you didn't manage to find that all-important pointless answer, so I'm afraid you don't win this evening's jackpot. But, as it is a celebrity special, we're going to donate £500 to each celebrity pair for their respective charities. It's been lovely having you on. Thank you so much for playing so well. Suzy and Lesley. And you get a pointless trophy each as well. So there we are.
Yeah, it's been a terrific performance throughout, so very well played. You are going to recognise some of the names on this list, particularly, I think, Passage to India. So you think you've got some Passage to India answers?
I don't know if any of them will be pointless, but I've got some Nigel Havas.
Nigel Havas.
Let's
take a little look, shall we?
Oh, shall we?
There he is, Nigel Havas, pointless answer. Art Malik, a pointless answer. Richard Wilson, Syed Jaffrey, all of those pointless answers. In fact, everyone in that film, apart from Alec Guinness, Judy Davis and Peggy Ashcroft, everyone was a pointless answer. So very well done if you got one of those. Some big names here as well. The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. I know people love this film. Lisa Tarbuck is a pointless answer. Louise Brealey, who's Molly Hooper in Sherlock, amongst many other things. Ramona Marquez, who you'll know best from Outnumbered. She's the daughter in Outnumbered.
Yeah.
Tom Wilkinson, a pointless answer.
He's a neighbour.
Is he?
He's going to kill me.
Uh-oh. Everyone pointless there, apart from Judi Dench and Maggie Smith, Bill Nighy, Celia Imrie, Dev Patel, Ronald Pickup and Penelope Wilton. Everyone else is a pointless answer. And the Jungle Book, a more recent one, 2016. Gary Shandling, the comedian, Giancarlo Esposito, Jon Favreau, who's also the director of that film, Lupita Nyong'o, who won her Oscar for 12 Years a Slave, of course. Everyone pointless there, apart from Idris Elba, Scarlett Johansson, Ben Kingsley, Bill Murray, Neil Sethi and Christopher Walken. Everyone else a pointless answer, so well done if you got one at home.
Thank you very much indeed, and thank you so much, Suzy and Lesley. We've loved having you on the show. Thank you so much for playing, Suzy and Lesley. Join us next time when we'll be putting more obscure knowledge to the test on pointless celebrities. Meanwhile, it's goodbye from Richard.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.